Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Market Misfits. Looking at the XRP 1 hour chart. Recently just dropped this into the group. So we noticed the XRP has been outperforming Bitcoin. So we're also going to be taking a look at the XRP versus Bitcoin chart. And then also we wanted to take a look at HBAR, Algorand, XLM. Make sure and stay tuned to the end of the video. We're going to be also covering for this article from the Crypto Basic. Here's the latest update. So we're going to go over the latest updates as of today for the Ripple versus SEC case. Magistrate Sarah Netburn has issued a scheduling order concerning Ripple's motion to dismiss one of the SEC's expert materials in support of its remedies motion. The ongoing legal tussle between the SEC and Ripple has continued to receive new updates that could potentially impact its outcome. In the latest development, U.S. District Judge Sarah Netburn issued a new scheduling order focused on Ripple's motion to exclude new expert materials the SEC submitted in support of its remedies-related brief. Ripple's remedies opposition brief and motion to strike for the uninitiated Ripple recently filed its opposition to the SEC's opening remedies brief, seeking to pay only $10 million in damages, while also asking the judge to reject other requests proposed by the commission. So they previously was asking for nearly $2 billion with a B for them selling unregistered securities. But the thing is, they haven't won anything in the case, and they're asking for $2 billion. So we might see a little bit of back and forth here, but it looks like the judges over the final judgment is in favor of Ripple. Position brief. Ripple submitted a motion to strike expert materials, which the commission submitted to further support for its entry for final judgment and motion for remedies. According to this motion, Ripple argued that the SEC failed to provide the expert materials from Andrea Fox, one of the commission's top accountants, during the discovery phase of the remedies litigation. Instead, the SEC submitted the expert materials at the same time it filed this opening remedies brief. Consequently, Ripple contended that the SEC's action restricted its capacity to address the details of the expert report effectively. Expectedly, the SEC opposed Ripple's motion to strike the expert materials, with the parties proposing a new scheduling order to resolve the issue. Judge Netburn enters new scheduling order. In the latest update, Magistrate Netburn entered a scheduling order regarding Ripple's motion to strike. According to the order shared by James K. Phelan, the SEC has until April 29th to respond to Ripple's motion. Afterwards, Ripple would file its reply 3 business days after that, or May 2nd. So here we also dropped a version of this inside of the group. It bears mentioning that Ripple's reply would be submitted for 4 days before the SEC files its reply to the company's remedies-related opposition brief. The court's decision regarding whether to strike Fox's declaration could play a major role in determining the final outcome of the remedies stage. The expert report revolves around Ripple's audited accounts and penalties for XRP's institutional sales, including it might negatively impact the SEC's chance of getting the court to impose a fine of nearly $2 billion against Ripple. Netburn noted as district judge in SDNY. Meanwhile, the court community received interesting news earlier this week regarding Netburn's nomination as a federal judge in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. Southern District of New York is the same court Netburn has served as a magistrate in multiple cases, including the Ripple lawsuit. Interestingly, President Joe Biden nominated her alongside 6 other individuals to take up judicial positions in federal district courts. It's funny, and think it's kind of funny. It's kind of messed up too, but so by here we have Ripple, and this seems like this judge that President Joe Biden nominated is, and we're going to take a look at a post and a quote that she has here in just a second about the case. But it's just kind of messed up. President Trump has the worst judge ever in New York, but here we have Ripple in the same state, and they're given a pro crypto attorney. So, can't win them all. Take what you can. Just thought that was kind of interesting to see that the difference there. Alongside 6 other individuals to take up judicial position in the federal district courts. Netburn's nomination elicited reactions among crypto enthusiasts, with the Coinbase legal chief officer Paul Grewal praising her for putting up a master class for the industry. Congratulations on Southern District, New York, U.S. Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn on her nomination to serve as a U.S. District Judge on that same court. She put on a master class for crypto and others why talented judges matter so much to the administration of justice. Netburn's role in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit cannot be overemphasized. XRP community members know her for citing the SEC for lacking faithful allegiance to the law. She also ordered the regular commission to surrender the drafts of the William Hemmings infamous 2018 crypto speech to Ripple. With her nomination, Netburn could oversee prominent cases, including those related to the crypto sector. I wanted to come over here to our group. So we dropped this actually back in January, on January 17th. So this is a discussion between Brad Garlinghouse and Hedera and Algorand. Let's take a listen in here.
We're going to work on this, and Algorand just mentioned that they're going to work on this. We're going to work on this, and we're going to make sure we start to talk about whether we can collaborate as well. So, possibly, and we're going to talk about how we can collaborate with the things you were talking about for scam identification and dealing with it. I think that we can work together in a lot of ways as an industry. But there's another place where tribalism is not helpful to us. Right. And so if we can work together, Algorand just mentioned that they're going to work on this. We're going to work on this. And we're going to make sure we start to talk about whether we can collaborate as well. So, possibly. And we're going to talk about how we can collaborate with the things you were talking about for scam identification and dealing with it. I think that we can work together in a lot of ways.
So that's that. The reason why I wanted to bring up this video is because we're starting to see at first when we found out about Hedera, when Hedera had gotten BlackRock's MMF token on their blockchain, we saw Hedera go up. We saw HBAR go up, but one thing it didn't notice is that algo also went up. So now it's kind of looking like XRP and XLM could be about to join the bunch here. So just thought it was interesting. Now we're starting to see XRP kind of look more bullish. XRP BTC charts starting to look a little bit more bullish. Let's take a look at the charts. So here we are back on the XRP 1 hour chart. So we are trading intraday. So a lot of times when we get on here, we were looking at the 1 hour time frames and the 15-minute time frame. So just wanted to give a glance here and take a look at this and see where our next resistance is in the short term if we continue to go up here. So the main points we were watching right here on the hour is this resistance right here at around 54.5 cents. We get a break up out of here. We happen to break this point here and climb up out of here. What would this look like on the bigger picture? So we would be looking to claim this 53.5 cents as support for XRP. Let's take a look out further now and see what this would look like right here. What we could be looking at if we take a zoom out and take a look at the broader picture just a little bit, something that is developing right now and could be the type of structure that could take us up further for XRP. We'll be wanting to see a close above 56.5 cents on the hour right here. So we have this triangle shape. This is just representing that we did have a sharp spike down, and it appears like we're maybe getting a rounded out right here. And so this would be, if we do get an hourly close above this level at around 56.5 cents, we get it closed up to 57 cents, we get a clear breach, like a sign of strength up out of here. That would complete this pattern. It's called the Adam and Eve pattern. So it consists of a one sharp a sharp jab down, doesn't necessarily have to be in the middle. I'm just drawing this in the middle so it's easier to see. So a spike down and then another in rounded out. We still have some resistance in the way, and actually right here at the neck of this, what would be this Adam and Eve pattern is this resistance also at around the 56 cent mark. So a lot of it's really widely believed that the resistance is at 55 cents is the major resistance, but it's actually a little bit past that. If you're looking right here, you can see why we're coming to that conclusion. It's when price stopped here and it also consolidated inside of this triangle for a long time. Let's actually see how long this held just on this point. So it held last time that we were up above this resistance and we were using it as, or we were claiming it as support. It was 44 days and we had several sharp rejections off of here, giving us some larger moves coming up off of this area. So not surprised at all to see this wick right here coming out as a sign of rejection. So this is our major point of interest right here, where we would need price to cross to give us a complete reversal pattern. And so right now it's kind of looking like we may have a triple bottoms forming for this smaller pattern to form down here on the inside, which would be the Eve part of the Adam and Eve, this rounded out right here. For this to finish off, we'll need to close across the neckline of this triple bottoms right here at around 53.5 cents. So looking at these two areas right here where we retested and we got rejections. Boom, right here we got a strong rejection. Right here we got a wick, strong rejection. Right here it's looking like we could see another rejection. So again, looking for a close right here. We'll just go ahead and drag this over. And so this would be the neckline of this smaller pattern on the inside, this triple bottoms. If it becomes that, again, not financial advice, just looking at the possibilities right here, things are starting to look kind of bullish. Bitcoin sentiment's kind of neutral right now, but we're going to take a look at that chart in just a second too. So we would need a break right here on the neckline past 53. It's looking like 53.5 cents. So we get a close up past this area, then that would complete the smaller pattern and we'd have a better chance at completing this bigger pattern here. But the main area right here again is this resistance that we have at around 56.5 cents. This historically turned the price around. We also just dropped this in the group a little bit earlier. You guys make sure to come over to Market Misfits Academy on Facebook. It's a free private group. We're dropping news and analysis concern on XRP, Bitcoin, HBAR, all these tokens and more on a daily basis. So also when you come to the group, make sure and check out the guides in the files section. Let's continue on here looking at this XRP versus Bitcoin chart. So we're looking at the 4-hour. We recently just dropped this in the group, looking at a couple different scenarios, and this is one of them. So seeing a cross above here, this would also be an Adam and Eve pattern if this completes and we see a 4-hour close or an hourly close above 50840. We want to see a close like a sign of strength, an SOS, which would be a strong candle coming up out of here to call this in the end of a cycle and then start to look for a markup phase up out of here. So we're really close to the weekly supporting trend and the weekly supporting zone. Here's the weekly supporting trend, and we have this weekly supporting zone right here. The intersection of these two make it for a very strong area to break through in a technical sense. Wanted to show another scenario real quick. We're just dropped this on XLM, so we're going to take a look at that chart next, but wanted to look at this right here, this other possibility that we're seeing. So this type of price structure right here in general that's not looking very strong because we only had one test down here, and it's much better if we get to come down and get another test to this area where the weekly supporting trend and zone are, to get another rejection. And if something like this were to happen, then we'd have a full double bottom down here. But we're not sure which way it's going to play out. There's a chance that we could go through and break both supporting trend and supporting zone. But right now it's starting to look kind of bullish. Another one of the reasons why I wanted to get on here today is because we were seeing XLM outperform XRP. And so we're seeing that same triple bottoms that we saw on XRP, but this one is much closer or fairly is a good deal closer to being finished. So here on XLM, we're looking for a break past 11.5 cents. So we get a break up to 11.5, then that would be a clear close on the hour. Then again, we'll be looking for double rejection of some kind, or maybe just a wick. Never know what it's going to look like until it happens, or if it happens. But for right now, we're looking for a break across the 11.5 cent mark. And then also looking at this resistance up here at right before 12 cents, where we'll be taking profits, actually taking profits closer to down here. But we're at to wait and see what this candle looks like if we get a break. So the stop losses and take profits could be different. If we happen to get like a really big close up here, then that would not be so good. Looking for a decent size close, but not one this way up here, so that our entry can be closer to this area, and we can use this neckline, this right here, as a type of support or a type of guard to help defend our stop loss if we choose to take this position. But right now it's looking pretty bullish for both of them. We're seeing the same type of structure develop. So we had an accumulation down here. We had a sharp spike. Those of you that know that watch the charts, XLM and XRP tend to move together. But today we're seeing XLM actually outperform XRP, and that's something that we've been continuing to see for a little while now. Here we are on the HBAR position. I don't know how many of you got to caught this when the news came out with them and BlackRock, but there was some confusion. I guess some XRP holders were, I think, were mad that this was happening for HBAR and not for XRP. That's why it's important not to have your emotions tied up in your investments decisions, because that could stop you from leveraging opportunities, whether or not the information was misleading or if people took it the wrong way. It still didn't stop the fact that this happened, and we were able to come in here and leverage this. So we were leveraging this all day long on the smaller time frames, and luckily we got out in time. We accumulated some more HBAR. It was right around here when the support started holding right here that the rumors came out that it was misleading and that BlackRock didn't know anything about what was going on, but they do know what's going on. And so I think that they were just hating and upset because it wasn't happening for XRP. There's no telling when these things pop off, or when these deals are going to happen. That's why it's important to always look at both sides and not to be just attached to one idea or one project, and to diversify. So we started seeing this area hold. It held for a while on a smaller time frames, and was starting to think, and this was quite a ways after the news had came out, that it may have been misleading news, or some people got the wrong idea or whatever, and started to see this hold. And it started thinking, okay, well, we came all the way down. So this is investors scaling into the development. Here's the development and the release. So if that was the case, and how come we didn't come slamming down and completely wipe out the lows right here? How come we're starting to see a little bit of structure? Not saying that we're not going to eventually come down here and complete a cycle, because you never know. We're just got to take this, and we're watching this area on HBAR for now at around 12, at around 12224 right here for a close on the hour. If that were to happen, then we'd be looking for our double rejections or the spike or whatever the case may be to claim this area, the 12-cent area, as support. Right now we are sitting at around 11 cents. Next support's down here to 10 cents. Thinking it really would be nice if we came back down here to the 10 cents and we got some more news on developments. Here we are in algo land. So we have a similar type of setup looking here, but honestly, this is looking a little more bullish. We did not see this happening as algo, or as HBAR was going up, because it was totally forgot about their partnership and then working with Hedera. So when Hedera pumped, algo also pumped. But now we are back down here at a support, and we have the same three type of rejections. And now we can see between XRP, XLM, HBAR, and algo that we have very similar structure appearing, and it's starting to look like we might get to see a little bit of action here for bulls. Not financial advice, just a perspective, just sharing what we're seeing here. When you see price coming down and trending down, and we break out of this wedge, and then we fail to see lower lows, we're seeing a low, a low, a low, a low, but then we started moving sideways. So this got our attention, and this started happening also in an area where we took off before. So this may be traders, investors defending some of their positions that they got down lower. We are about 2,300% away from the all-time high, by the way, on algo. So just FYI, this one seems to be a little bit late to the show. We just finished an accumulation. We had our sign of strength. We had two signs of strength. So we broke this accumulation, sign of strength, got into accumulation again, got another sign of strength, and now we're retesting the support. And it's honestly, to me, I mean, it's looking pretty solid. Again, not financial advice, not saying for anyone to buy or sell anything ever. Just speaking from experience here, this type of setup tends to carry about a 65 to 75% play out rate. So most of the time, the majority of the time, and that's all that we need, the majority of the time, this is going to play out. So between 6 to 7 times out of 10, we're going to see this continue. But also, you got to keep in mind there are 3 or 4 times that it's not going to continue. A lot of people will drop signals and stuff like that. It's important to know that we're not counting on any single 1, 2, or 3 trades to make it. We're looking at probabilities, and we're looking at sample sizes of 20 to 30 positions. I think a lot of people get signals mixed up. You know, they wonder why, well, how is this all supposed to work? They think that you have to have above a 50% winning rate average to win, but that's not the truth. You can actually, let's see what we have here. We have a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio. You can actually be winning with less than 50% win ratio. So that means you can lose half of your positions with the proper risk management using fixed variables, fixed risk, and a fixed target, so that these numbers play out right. Here we are looking at the Bitcoin 1-hour chart. We just dropped this also in the group just a while ago, starting to see some structure develop. So as we're hit to the targets on XRP, we got close here on Bitcoin. But after this, we started consolidating right here, and we got jammed up at around the 64,000 and a half, so 64.5K. So this resistance right here, we rode underneath that for a while XRP was taking off and outperforming Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just been stuck under this. So this is one thing that could cause the current positions that we have rolling for them not to play out. And if we could see Bitcoin continue down, but never know what's going to happen until we get there. Looking out at the bigger picture, we have the 60K support that we're eyeballing down here if we happen to break down. But we'll be keeping everyone up to date inside the group. You guys be sure to come on over to Market Misfits Academy on Facebook. This is a private group, so search for Market Misfits Academy. Send us an invite. If you have any questions, then just come in here, drop a comment, send us a message, and we will see y'all on the next one. See ya.